the next show for me is Gundam. Speaking of mechs.
Going along with the mechs.
So this is Iron-Blooded Orphans, season 2. I love. I wouldn't say I love all mech shows, but I've come to love a lot of mech shows recently. And this one is one of the ones that I definitely put on my list. The last, like specifically Gundam show that I really liked was Gundam 00. Mm-hmm. And that was the show that flipped the switch for me to where I'm like, before I was like, I'm not really into Gundam. Like, some of them are too militaristic, and there's a lot of technical talk, and the stories aren't that interesting to me watching Gundam 00, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know Gundam could be this awesome. And now I'm watching Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. I'm like 9 episodes in, and I'm loving it. So the next season's coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the first season, and I'm gonna go ahead and start this one. And I am excited for it. It is made by Sunrise, and I think they're the only ones who do specifically Gundam shows. So they're keeping their legacy going.
Nice. Well, again, for me, it's those mech shows. I'm just like, no, just no. I kind of watched Gundam for a while, and it was like okay, but it just, I don't know. The idea of it being in like something separate from the actual person themselves. I mean, even if they're the ones having to be the ones piloting it and being in control of it, it just seems very few have actually piqued my interest enough as far as storylines go. Because a lot of times it focuses so much on just, like you said, technical aspects of it, and you're just like, okay, you're just going beyond over my head. I just want to know what's going on in the world, what you're doing, why the mechs are important, and this, that, and the other thing, and it's just like, yeah. So
you had mentioned Eureka 7. So
there are a few. I mean, Eureka 7, of course, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and dang it, there was a one with the well, of course, Full Metal Panic, but also there was that one where the kid went to the island. Like there was a land. There was a land that was stuck in time, and then everyone else had already like aged apparently outside of it. And like there was like song and sound was very important, and he piloted this basically this mech thing, but he like characters had blue blood in them or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
It was all very like, yeah. I mean, but see, here's the thing with a lot of those things like that, like Eureka 7 and that one had very interesting worlds. They were very different than our world, and they were very interesting in the way that things were done and handled and whatnot. And that caught my interest. And then like in Full Metal Panic, because of the characters themselves, that to me was interesting. And that caught my. So it's almost never necessarily about the mechs per se. Yeah. And then even like Neon Genesis Evangelion, that world was very interesting. You're being attacked by angels. It's like, wow, that's just. And then the things that came from that, so it never really about the mechs as much for me as it is about what's going on, the reason why the mechs are there, and what happens with the interactions involved with that. But like Gundam always went more with the technical aspects of it, seeing how this suit and this suit and this suit and this suit, and I'm like, no, I just want to see what's going on. How did so that's why a lot of it went over my head with that stuff.
Okay, and we will catch y'all next time. Bye. We got quite a few shows to talk about this season again. A lot of them are sequels.
Yes, they are.
So,
indeed, they are.
So, guess we'll go ahead and get it started.
Hopefully, it's not just like hopefully they actually continue with an actual storyline, and they don't just go, oh look, here's a whole bunch of famous people duking it out. It's like one of those battle versus who things where you're just like constantly being like, what if this person fought this person or this person fought this person? It's like, no. Have a reason for this. Don't just pit each other against each other because that would just seem silly.